What's on your mind? Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. What do you think?
Okay, no silent talkies today. I am live right here on Facebook this morning. I hope you all are doing well. That's right. You can join us for this conversation this morning right there at WCRS 98.5 FM, 1450 AM. Love to have you join you. Love to have you have a comment here. I know that people are watching because I see all the views, but yeah, I could use a few more comments here like, "Good morning, Ann. I love that color shirt you're wearing." I don't know. Or, God, Ann, you look a little tired. Well, I am. But anyways, love to hear from you. Maybe you'll just say, "I can't believe you do this every day, Ann Eller." But I do. Monday through Friday, we're live on Facebook. We also go live at a moment's notice when the events prompt it. So certainly hope that you will follow me at WCRS 98.5 FM /1450 AM. If you're not a Facebooker, good news. That's right. What's the good news? Right now, we now put all our videos right there on the website, WCRS1450am.net. So come in, join us, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee. I'm having my tea this morning, following it up with a cup of coffee and just a few. So come on and join us here. Let's see. Have a salute to the fact that we live in South Carolina and it is a beautiful day. As in the words of Jackie Gleason, how sweet it is. You know, there's been so many actors, performers that have influenced my life. I know that they probably have influenced yours too. Robert Redford dying this morning at age 89. Not to be unexpected, but still, when you think back to all the movies that were iconic, how many times did you go see The Way We Were? Yes, how many times did you go see that movie? Are there any movies today that any of our listeners here this morning say, "Oh my God, I got to go see that movie again"? I don't think the majority of them are. I mean, I still like Tom Cruise, right? Tom Cruise. What was the last one he did that was pretty cool with the flight one, whatever the name of that one was. Anyways, Top Gun or Top Gun 2 or Top Gun whatever. Anyways, but there's not many movies anymore that I go, "Oh, I got to see it." Now, there are plenty of movies that I've missed in my lifetime. And one of the things I still do enjoy, particularly since our theater has these comfy seats. Sometimes I just think about going there. I don't care about the movie. Just give me that comfy chair and my popcorn and I'll watch anything. Anyways, I think they're really cool. If you have not been, you need to go check it out. It is a experience. So that's our local REI theaters right here in Greenwood. But anyways, to get back to one of my topics here today, how iconic actors affected our lives, and how through time, we could also discuss how through time they may not have affected our lives as much because we decided that their values and our values didn't match up. It does seem to me that Hollywood, somewhere along the way, lost its role of responsibility and got so much into being, what's the word we should use? Maybe deviance? That's the word that comes to mind for me. I'm not sure that's the right one. But their attitudes that they could do whatever and people would go see it was pretty much true. But the responsibility for putting out great productions kind of went down there. Now I think they are trying to do better because they realize people don't have to go to the movies. And with our instantaneous, instant gratification that we desire for everything, we're not willing to wait. So much stuff comes out on the internet, on all these different channels, Netflix. You've heard me talk about this before. I'm not gonna spend any time on it, but watching a whole series in one evening because you just binge watch it, not the anticipation of waiting for it. But anyways, Robert Redford certainly had the good looks, had the ability to talk to the camera, and really made you want to know him. I never met him. Not going to now, Ann. I never met him. But you just wonder, what would you have done if you'd ever met some of these people, right? You know, would they have been as interesting in person as they were playing an actor's role, right? Just sometimes you kind of wonder. You hear stories about certain actors and actresses. In fact, we don't even call women actresses anymore, do we really? But we used to hear all these stories and you'd go, oh, I wouldn't want to meet them. And then some people you just go, oh, just the nicest person. So anyways, just another little sideline on this show we call Coffee Talk, which means we can talk about anything. All right, so yesterday afternoon, I do want to remind you about this. Yesterday afternoon, we talked with Dr. Lucas McMillan from over there at Lander. He is a dean of, God, he's got several roles over there, several roles. And let's see, he has joined the Lander University faculty in 2008, is now a professor of political science. After service as department chair, he became a dean in 2017. He currently serves as dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Science, having previously served as a founding dean of the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences, and interim dean of the College of Arts and Humanities. So they have increased enrollment, launched new academic programs, enhanced community connections, and engaged in alumni and raised funds to benefit Lander students. You know, Dr. McMillan is most fascinating in his commitment to our Greenwood community. He presently serves on the board of directors for both the South Carolina Humanities as well as the Alston Wilkes Society. He previously served as a trustee of the Self Family Foundation, as president of the South Carolina Political Science Association, as a senior warden for Greenwood's Episcopal Church of the Resurrection. And a few years ago, and he reminded me, it was a few years ago, he was named a Star Under 40 for the Greenwood Chamber of Commerce. So we had a fascinating discussion yesterday with him. I highly recommend that you go back and watch it. It is watch it or just listen to it, put it in the background. But there is, we covered a lot of topics, from topics about how students are today, how the killing of Charlie Kirk had affected them, how they react, how they learn, how they view the world, what Lander's role is from his perspective. So we talked about a lot of cool topics here, not just about what's happening tomorrow night. And I congratulated Lander on getting these two well-known actors, historical actors, to come to Lander on Constitution Day. That's right, Constitution Day is tomorrow. So I hope you will put that on your things to do. That'll be Wednesday night. He said that he realized that for a lot of people that's church night, but maybe one night you could miss it to come to this and really bring the Constitution alive. So One of the actors portrays Thomas Jefferson, the other one portrays John Adams, and they will debate the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution live at Lander. They've been on television appearances on the History Channel, PBS, and A&E. They've performed at several impressive venues throughout the United States, including the U.S. National Archives, Independence Historic Park in Philadelphia, and the Smithsonian Institute. So they have definitely are top quality. Place should be packed, so please come tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. On Constitution Day, which is Wednesday. So hope we will see you there. So, when we have things like this at Lander, it is so important, I think, to take advantage of this. Take advantage of it. So take advantage of it. Bring your, he said maybe not toddlers wouldn't enjoy it, but those that are in first, second, third grade, they should get something out of it. So I hope that you will bring them to that event. Also, they have a lot of events coming up this year, and one of the events that I'm real interested in, well, first let me tell you about this. Not only on Constitution Day will this be going on, the reading of the Constitution or the acting out of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, but also DAR will invites the community to join Bells Across America for Constitution Day. I think sometimes people think, these traditions are just so old. And they are. But you know what? It's the very fact that as a nation, this is something that goes on across the nation. And it is an important way to remember our founding. And with the strife and the situation that we are in our country right now, I think it definitely is time for us to start recognizing that we have a rich history, number one. Number two, I can tell you the truth, I was never much into history. And I regret it terribly because I'm always playing catch up on history. If I had paid attention more in American history, I would be more astute at my understanding of things. But as it is, I have to go back and read. Okay. Anyways, so they have been doing this for years. It is a tradition. Traditions are a good thing. The tradition was originally proposed by the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution in order to honor the Constitution's adoption. In 1955, that was a long time ago. Yes, DAR petitioned Congress to set aside September 17th through the 23rd annually as Constitution Week. That was the Daughters of the American Revolution that got that, a request that was signed into law by then President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Bells Across America has since become a signature event, uniting communities from coast to coast in remembrance of this pivotal moment in American history. Nobody else has exactly what we have here in the United States with our Declaration of Independence, our Bill of Rights, and the Constitution. So this is going to be something that's going to happen at the Cali Self Memorial Baptist Church. That's on Wednesday, which is at 509 West Kirksey Drive right here in Greenwood. Program begins at 3:30, ringing of the bells at 4. Constitution Day is a time for Americans of all backgrounds and faiths to come together in gratitude for the freedoms our founders secured, said Stephanie Bowen, Regent of the Issaquena chapter for DAR. We invite everyone to join us at the church for this program. That is on Wednesday. And it says, if you can't be there in person, step onto your porch or into your yard or onto the street at 4 p.m. and ring a bell in celebration of our great country. Regardless of the strife and the everything else that we are going through, the upheaval, the hate, everything else, is there not a time where we realize how blessed we are to be able to ring a bell, have speech, have free speech, and have so many of the rights that in many other parts of the world they have no ability to have. So despite all our bickering and everything else that goes on here and all the hate that goes on, can we not put everything down, put all the weapons down, and just pick up a bell and ring a bell at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, Constitution Day? Then please come to the event at Lander where these two prominent historical actors portray Jefferson and Adams for Constitution Day at Lander. That is at 6 p.m. Let's try to make the anniversary, as we come upon our 250th anniversary, that we really come up with a way to celebrate and maybe start having a turning point in our country where we can do away with some of this hate and vitriol that keeps popping up every time we turn around. We need a little less of that. We need to make sure that we can, I'm sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat, that we can at least think about the consequences of our actions going forward, but remember the actions of those that came before. Hear, hear. Also, this just came across my desk late yesterday afternoon, about the screening of, 1776. That will be at, I'm all choked up here. I'm not choked up. I had a tickle in my throat. I can't seem to get rid of it, and I got to keep talking. So there. Anyways. Let's see if I can find this. 1776 is going to be screened uptown at the marketplace tonight. This was something that was not on my radar, but it is coming up tonight. The Coalition for the 250 are having a special outdoor screening of the musical film 1776 is tonight at the Uptown Market. 7:30 p.m. Excuse me. Free admission. Bring a chair, a blanket, snacks and drinks, and a revolutionary spirit. So that is, they'll be screening the 1776, which is a 1972 toe-tapping, head-scratching, I didn't write this, laugh out loud and occasionally cry into your popcorn look at men who drafted the Declaration of Independence and nearly throttled each other in the process. So that is going on tonight. Let people know about it. It is, again, another way that we're beginning to celebrate 250 years of our country. Okay. All right. So that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. What else I wanted to talk about this. I need to put this on your radar. There are a lot of great events coming up over there at Lander, and you can go to their website, lander.edu/events, to learn about all their events. But they've got the Jackson Lecture Series and Constitution Day. That's tomorrow night. On the 23rd, Community Lecture, Dr. Franklin Rausch, The Siege of Savannah Old Fields, remembering the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, which happened right there at 96. That will be at the Art Center of Greenwood at 5:30. Then they have some recitals and everything, and I loved going to their recitals and everything. But this is the one that really gets me. Community Lecture, October 28th. What is that, 2 or 3 days before Halloween? Dr. Andrew Jameson, A Drunken History. Arrgh! That sounds like an event that we all need to get to. That's at 5:30 at the Art Center. So that's October 28th. We may try to get him on and get a little sneak preview about what he's going to be talking about. Supposedly, according to Dr. McMillan, he can tell by what type of cocktail you like as to what type of person you are. That's frightening. But anyways, thank God I really change it up, and I don't drink that often, so I'm too scary, so I just don't do it. But these are all programs brought to you by Lander, and Lander thinks it's important to be a good partner, and they certainly are. All right, so what else do we have here today? Mangione the guy that shot the United Healthcare executive, they just dropped the terror charge that they had put on that. I don't really know why. I just saw that coming across in our headlines. So that's another one that is out there. Here we go. This is what happened at Clemson yesterday. The university faced calls from South Carolina lawmakers. This was a huge cry out on the behavior of professors at Lander. So Clemson University has terminated an employee and removed 2 faculty members' teaching duties as the school investigates social media posts made about Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. The school issued a statement on September 15th saying it terminated an employee due to inappropriate social media posts and is investigating 2 other faculty members who allegedly were told to stay out of the classroom on September 12th. As these are personnel matters, no further details are available at this time. Clemson University's commitment to the safety and well-being of our campus community remains our top priority. That was a statement from Clemson University. The school did not name any of the staff members under investigation or include specifics about the post. Clemson fell under fire from South Carolina politicians over the weekend for alleged inaction over social media posts. Some politicians have called for the school to be defunded, while others said students should request tuition refunds. There is a fine line. There is a fine line between when you work for a company, and a school is a company, do they have a defined policy on what is or is not able to be said? That's right. If you're listening on the radio, excuse me, this is WCRS Radio, and we are live on Facebook at WCRS 98.5 FM /1450 AM. There is where does freedom of speech lie when you work for a company, a corporation? What behavior is considered your private ability to say and do what you think, and where is it impinging upon the image of the company that you work for? Those are, I think, some of the questions that are part of it. State Representative Jordan Pace from Berkeley wrote a letter to South Carolina House Speaker Merle Smith and Senate President Thomas Alexander on September 13th, requesting they call a special legislative session over the matter. South Carolina House Majority Leader Davey Hoyt from Pickens issued a statement in response to Clemson's decision, saying that the school's delayed action raises questions. It's unfortunate it says that it took a joint letter from both House and Senate leadership to force Clemson University to take decisive action by removing faculty and staff for their outrageous comments over the death of Charlie Kirk, Hoyt said. The delayed action by Clemson University has reassured questions, especially when compared to the termination of an upstate public school teacher, the firing of an employee at the Carolina Panthers, which were both swift and appropriate. Hoyt went on to say the House Republican caucus will deal with how Clemson handled the matter and will ensure that it is never repeated. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I understand that the two professors who are simply being kept out of the classroom for right now are tenured professors, which gives them a different level. You know, I think it was Nancy Mace that suggested maybe we need to do away with tenure. Now, wouldn't that be scary? Wouldn't that be scary that tenure might be something that might not be. Now, I don't have any idea that would ever happen, but a tenured professor certainly has, they wait a long time to get tenure. I don't know how long it is, but to get that tenure and to be in a position where their career is secure. These are all questions that are being raised in today's world, So, where do you draw the line? And this is a question I put out there for you. Where do you draw the line that freedom of speech versus hate speech versus inappropriate to be being said, but still freedom of speech? Where do you draw the line? And did any of these, in this case, any of these professors sign an agreement saying that they understood that they had an image to uphold, that they were not to speak some of these things, and did they conveniently just forget it? Or is there nothing, and although one would think good sense would make it so that somebody would realize its importance, they just looked over the top of it? I don't know. I don't know the answer. But it is definitely something that we need to be aware of and going forward. And yes, there have been teachers that have been terminated. The guy at the Panthers, I wasn't, but all across our country, people are being terminated for their absolute glee in somebody else, in somebody being assassinated. It's hard for me to realize that we can be this callous, I think it is so sad, so sad that we don't have any idea of what we are setting ourselves up for in this world futuristically. And where do we draw the line on what is artistic freedom and that which will inflame and hurt and make things even worse? I don't know. And where are our leaders? Where are our leaders in this, showing the right and wrong ways that we should be at least influencing speech and what we say? You know, we look to our teachers to influence our students. We as Americans look to our leaders to see how they are reacting to situations. And when some of the stuff that's been said out there is put out there with such glee over another man losing his life, a family no longer having their loved one in their life, and for something that was as insane as this was right there in the public forum, it really is frightening. So, with that being said, that's what we got. This afternoon, yesterday, I did go to the Republican Women's Meeting where Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evett spoke. I did post her speech, her her remarks on my Facebook, on the Facebook page, WCRS 98.5 FM /1450 AM. Of course, you know, I think she should be the next governor for the great state of South Carolina. She certainly is out there everywhere, just as she's been for the last 7 years of her life, being everywhere across our state. She was out there. She was at the meeting. And she will be on the air with us Thursday morning, 9:30. We'll have the Lieutenant Governor on with us. I look forward to speaking with her. We usually speak once a month, usually the first, but kind of got messed up with all the things going on. So we will have her on Thursday morning. Also speaking yesterday was Solicitor David Stumbo, who wants to be the next AG for the great state of South Carolina. He is making that announcement today over there in Lawrence at their beautiful museum. So there will be no show this afternoon. I am going to try to go over there. One, of course, I want to see David with his acceptance speech. But two, I really want to see this museum since I've never been there. So I figured, well, it's a good enough reason to get your butt over there. So I'll be bringing you, I'm sure, some live video and snippets and this type of thing that we'll be able to talk about. Tomorrow afternoon, we will have David Stumbo in studio with us. I'm pretty sure it'll be his first full sit-down interview right here in Greenwood on WCRS as he launches his campaign tonight for AG. You know, one of the comments that he made yesterday, and I'm paraphrasing it, it's not going to be exact, but he said that he is going to need the upstate and Greenwood, his hometown's complete support because there's a whole big state out there and there's a lot of people running in the AG's race. So I hope you will get to know David Stumbo. I think you probably do know him through some of his appearances right here on WCRS, but more importantly in the work that he's done in Greenwood and the eighth district, covering Newberry, what does it cover? Newberry, Abbeville, Greenwood, Lawrence. Yes, I think that's right. So he has done quite a job. He has cleaned up a lot of things. He's worked under very adverse conditions as a solicitor, being short-staffed, having a huge amount of cases, and has worked tirelessly to get the state to help them get this cleaned up so that justice can be swift. That's really going to do it for me today. Remember this evening, if you want to see the musical 1776, that is a free production, a free movie viewing, 7:30 tonight, Uptown Greenwood. So that's going on tonight. Bring all your snacks, bring your chairs, bring your blanket if you want a blanket, whatever, but that is going to be going on tonight. So that'll be a lot of fun. If you've never seen that movie, go check that one out. Tomorrow, don't forget, is Constitution Day. So we'll be doing a little bit about Constitution Day, but mainly talking more about the events and stuff that we didn't get to today. And, of course, tomorrow evening is the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution being performed live at Lander by two very, very accomplished actors for us here at Lander University at the Josephine B. Yabney Cultural Auditorium. They really want everybody to come. The event is at 6 p.m. September 17th. So please make sure that you get out there for that. And don't forget to ring a bell at 4 p.m. if you can't be going to their event at 3:30. That's the Daughters of the American Revolution. If you can't be there for that, go outside and ring a bell. It's your right. But number two, it's an important way to remember how difficult it was for our country to start. That's going to do it for me. I'm Ann Eller. I'm going to try, if I have enough time, I don't know. I'm going to try to get out to Piedmont Tech in the next few minutes and see they're having a day of all their different equipment, all the different career. It's career day, I guess, where they bring a lot of high school kids out there to see what Piedmont Tech has to offer. So I'm hoping I can get out there for a few minutes. I do have an appointment at 12, but what the heck? I'm going to see if I can do it. And, of course, Penny says, well, why can't I go? Well, you're just not ready for prime time, Penny. You're just not ready for prime time. Hey, that's going to do it for me. This is the end of the show. I'm Ann Eller. Okay, but anyways, we would love to continue this conversation right here on WCRS. So tune in anytime. We have a great lineup of shows. And, of course, I'll be back tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon and Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon, and, life goes on. Have a good one, everybody. That's going to do it for me. This is WCRS Radio. Thank you, Penny, for cueing me. Cue the music. Bye, everybody.